Well, right now at 6, communities across the nation are remembering former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. Since the news of her death, there have been just so many memories that have been shared about her marriage to former President Jimmy Carter, the partnership they shared throughout their lives, and the work that Rosalynn did to serve her community.
Well, it ran the gamut from mental health advocacy to being on the ground for Habitat for Humanity as much as her husband on home builds that still carry both of their names.
And Queen City News anchor Derek Dillinger had a chance to speak with one man who worked alongside them.
The project behind me is one example of what a Carter legacy looks like. This is part of the Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter Work Project for Habitat for Humanity, an organization that is very much associated with former President Jimmy Carter, but his wife had a lot to do with the organization, too.
When people tell you that Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter had a true partnership, this is what it looks like. Both of them working together even late in life to make sure others had a home. Bert Green knew that all too well. He got to work with the Carters on 4 different Carter Work projects that bared both of the Carters' names. With news of Rosalynn Carter's death, there is a remembrance of who she was.
She was just always engaging and smiling. Always wanted to know where you're from, how you got involved with Habitat. Very exact. She's just like her husband, Jimmy. Just wanted everything to be right.
Rosalynn Carter's history of involvement in Habitat can't really be differentiated from her husband's. This was the case in many phases of the Carter legacy, a relationship of equals. They worked together up until they couldn't. The Carters put Habitat for Humanity on the map, volunteering starting in 1984. This year, the first year they weren't on the ground working.
First week in October, when this project was held, they weren't here. But they were on everybody's minds, I guarantee you.
Former President Carter entered hospice earlier this year. Rosalynn went into hospice just last week after a diagnosis of dementia. Singers Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood hosted the build in Charlotte, which started last month. Work to finish the homes in this neighborhood continues, but the reminders of a legacy are all here, and not just for the work done here.
She had a special place in her heart, not only for Habitat, but also for caregivers around the world and here, and also for those affected by mental illness.
You may be able to see on the tarp right behind me that Habitat for Humanity Charlotte is celebrating 40 years in operation. We should mention that the Carter's legacy with the national organization actually goes back 39 years, back to 1984. In West Charlotte, Derek Dillinger, Queen City News.